of scholars at this great University of Johannesburg. We'll celebrate her contributions to the discipline and ultimately her impact on society. Professors provide a university with its identity, its character, its academic legitimacy, as well as its academic integrity. The inaugural lecture is a rite of passage following the confirmation of the appointment of a person as a professor. And I should say, Professor Serepa-Dlamini is already a professor at this university. And we are here tonight to inaugurate her as a professor. So this evening, we'll listen to Professor Mahloro Serepa-Dlamini as the gown goes to town. By this, I mean that the power of the inaugural address is when the expertise is showcased beyond the corridors of the university and it reverberates with society. It stands out as a moment of pride for the incumbent, and in this case, Professor Serepa-Dlamini, her family, her fellow scholars, some of whom I see here led by the Dean, Professor Motiti, the university, and ultimately the society as a whole. Now, in the past, several philosophers and scholars have defined universities using narrow conceptualizations. For example, they define the role of the university as searching for truth, for universal knowledge, and even as instruments serving the purpose of the economy or just being utilitarian in nature. But through our work and research here at this great University of Johannesburg, I hope we can break out of these narrow conceptualizations and reflect the university as reflecting to the public good, as working towards societal impact, as solving some of the most intractable problems that our society faces. So you may ask, what is the role of the intellectual then? What is the role of Professor Serepa-Dlamini and many of the professors that we have inaugurated here at this great University of Johannesburg? Edward Said is one of the great intellectuals. In one of his articles, defines the role of the intellectual as one who commands a vast knowledge of a specific discipline. Secondly, an intellectual is one who's rigorous in the analysis of literature. An intellectual is one who views being an intellectual as a vocation, one who functions as a kind of public memory to recall what is forgotten or ignored, to make the connections that are otherwise hidden, and to provide alternatives for mistaken policies. It remains then for us as a university with a Pan-African vision to derive our mandate as intellectuals and as professors. And importantly, how do we embrace the role of a professor as a disruptor while continuing to be flagship carriers of our disciplines? This evening, we'll listen to Professor Mahloro Serepa-Dlamini as one further step in the journey of being a professor. This is a journey that does not conclude once this lecture has been given. Notwithstanding, this inaugural lecture that Professor Serepa-Dlamini will give us shortly does create an opportunity for a self-reflective pause in the journey of being a professor. Now, let me invite my favorite dean, Professor Anna Motiti, to introduce Professor Mahloro Hope Serepa-Dlamini. I thank you, Rialebocha, Ngiyabonga, Bayatanke.
Good evening. Dumelang, Tobela, Sanibonani. Vice Chancellor Functionary, Professor Ngulunga. Allow me to observe protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Professor Mahloro Hope Serepa-Dlamini through her very long Mokomeni High School in Garamogapa and was nurtured by the guidance of dedicated and inspiring teachers who encouraged her curiosity and academic ambition. Fueled by this early desire for discovery, she enrolled for a BSc double major in microbiology and biotechnology and genetics and developmental biology at University of the Witwatersrand in 2006. Her unwavering commitment to excellence saw her remain at WITS for her postgraduate journey, earning a BSc honors in microbiology and biotechnology, a master's degree in molecular biology, and ultimately a PhD in microbiology and biotechnology, specializing in bacterial genomics. Her professional journey began in November 2012 when she was appointed as a research assistant at the Center of Excellence for Biomedical Tuberculosis Research, where her fascination with microbiology, particularly bacteriology, was deepened. She then transitioned to the Wits Animal, Plant and Environmental Science Herbarium as a research assistant, a position she held until completing her PhD in December 2015. Upon completion of her PhD, Professor Serepa-Dlamini briefly joined the Wits Sydney Brenner Institute for Molecular Bioscience as a postdoctoral research fellow. In July 2016, she joined the University of Johannesburg as a lecturer in the Department of Biotechnology and Food Technology. Her unwavering dedication, passion for science, and commitment to driving transformation and innovation in higher education quickly became evident. This determination shaped a remarkable academic journey marked by successive promotions to senior lecturer in 2020, associate professor in 2022, and full professor in 2024. In 2017, she established the Bacterial Genomics and Biotechnology Research Group. Her research focuses on bacterial endophytes from indigenous South African medicinal plants, exploring their potential for sustainable agriculture, bioactive compound discovery, and environmental health, firmly grounded in principles of indigenous knowledge systems. Her research is inherently multidisciplinary, integrating microscopy, molecular biology, and high-throughput genome sequencing to uncover novel bacterial traits. These discoveries contribute directly to several United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, reflecting an approach to science that is both globally relevant and locally impactful. Prof. Serepa-Dlamini has secured more than 10 million rands in external research funding, enabling bursary support for students age research. Her work aligns seamlessly with the University of Johannesburg's vision of transformative, innovative, and impactful scholarship, supported by robust local and global collaborations. She has successfully supervised 18 master's and 4 PhD graduates and mentored 2 postdoctoral research fellows, many of whom have transitioned to impactful careers in academia, research, and industry. Her recent discovery of Bacillus dicomei species novo, isolated from the medicinal plant Dicoma anomala, the first noble Bacillus cereus group species described from the African continent, advances microbial diversity and contributes to the decolonization of microbiology, placing African biodiversity at the forefront of global research. Her research achievements have earned widespread recognition. In August 2024, she received the NRF National Research Foundation